If you watched my earlier video, The Slaps Felt Around the World, you would know that Lieutenant General George Patton slapped 2 soldiers in Sicily. And it overshadowed his recent victories. It also put him in the strange position of being a well-known strategist with nothing to do, with a world war swirling around him. In order to deceive the Germans regarding their intentions in 1944, the Allies concocted a number of deception plans under the umbrella cover name of Bodyguard. Operation Fortitude was specifically designed to support the invasion of Normandy. Bodyguard consisted of 5 main strategic themes, all designed to prevent the build-up and reinforcement of German forces and defenses in France in general, and specifically within the Normandy area. These deceptions were: Number 1. The Allies firmly believed they could eliminate Germany's warfighting ability through heavy bombing alone. Number 2. To gain access to Germany, the Allies would attack in the spring of 1944 through Norway. The Allies would free Norway and try to convince Sweden to join the Allied war effort. The ports and airfields of Norway and Sweden would then be used to launch an attack to free Denmark, and from there, on to Berlin. Number 3. The Allies intended to improve support to ongoing operations in Italy and the Eastern Front by launching supporting attacks against the Balkans. These attacks would come in mid-1944 by the British into Greece. Number 4. Russia would not launch a major summer offensive on the Eastern Front until July 1944. This was intended to fix German forces on the Eastern Front and create additional strategic uncertainty for Hitler about German force allocation and realignment. Number 5. The British and Americans believed that Fortress Europe was so well defended that it would take at least 50 Allied divisions to assault it. It would take them until mid-July 1944 to train, transport and ready 50 divisions, and the necessary naval forces in Britain, for such an assault to be successful. Churchill stated, "In wartime, truth is so precious that she should always be attended by a bodyguard of lies." Their first step in creating an invasion force would be to obtain a suitable commander. This is a German intelligence summary, dated May 15, 1944, showing many Allied troops in southeastern and some in the north, but very few in the southwest, where most of the invasion troops actually were. Obviously, Operation Fortitude was very successful in deceiving the German High Command. Patton was selected for this unique and important position. Patton was an excellent choice because he had a solid reputation within the German officer corps based upon his performance in Operation Torch in North Africa and Operation Husky in Sicily. Also, it helped that he had nothing really to do after his slapping soldier fiasco. To the Germans, it would make perfect sense that General Patton would be the choice to lead the invasion force into France. Patton's phony invasion force would be the first United States Army group. Supposedly, General Patton had over 1 million men spread out over southeastern England. They were organized into 2 armies, the 1st Canadian Army and the 3rd U.S. Army. Patton's headquarters was located in Wentworth, England. Additional real officers were assigned to lead fictitious units. This was done because it was well known that the German intelligence service maintained files with biographies, and when known, the assignments of senior Allied military officers. Had a group of new, unrecognized generals and admirals suddenly appeared to lead the supreme Allied effort, the German leadership would likely have quickly deduced the hoax, causing the whole Fortitude effort to fall apart. Although it may not have been exactly what General Patton wanted, he was happy to follow orders, and his endless energy finally had a new outlet. He flew from place to place, trying to throw off German spies, and not allowing the enemy to know where the next strike would come. German Field Marshal von Rundstedt conducted his own analysis of the situation on May 29, utilizing all the available intelligence, and his personal observation that the Allies had dropped twice as many bombs on the Pas-de-Calais area than they had in the Normandy area. German POWs were even used to deceive the Germans in Operation Fortitude. General Hans Kramer, the last commander of the Africa Corps, had problems with asthma, and the British decided to use him while he was being repatriated for health reasons. In May 1944, he was allowed to see Montgomery's 21st Army Group preparing for the invasion of Europe, but was told he was in Kent, in southeastern England, where Patton's mythical 1st U.S. Army Group was preparing, Of course, General Kramer reported it immediately during a debriefing in Berlin. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must appear inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. Because German overflights were possible over southeastern England, large tent cities were constructed in open fields. Entire battalions of blow-up tanks, guns and trucks staged in assembly-like areas appeared quite real from thousands of feet in the air. Based on these false intelligence reports, Hitler and his generals couldn't make up their minds where to station their troops. They even reinforced Norway at the expense of France and Russia. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will everywhere be weak. Patton was also tasked with training the 3rd United States Army. 3rd Army would not be led to shore on D-Day by Patton as the general would have liked, but was instead reserved for the Allied breakout into France. Dirt roads leading to nowhere were built into the woods, but from the air these same roads looked like they might lead to concealed ammunition dumps, headquarters or staging areas. The phony operations were so successful and so convincing, that even over a month after D-Day, Hitler wrote in a directive, "The enemy will probably attempt a second landing in the 15th Army's sector," which was Pas-de-Calais. General Bradley wrote to General Eisenhower, that at least 20 German divisions were frozen in northwestern Europe. During the first crucial months of the invasion due to Operation Fortitude, the deception of Fortitude North was also a complete success, tying up 27 German divisions for the defense of Norway and Denmark. Lives were saved by making these forces unavailable for combat in France or Germany. As for General Patton, he knew that he had been put on the sidelines for the moment, but the big game was about to start, and he was ready for it with gusto. Look for the next video in the Patton series, The Breakout into Brittany.